Just continue on the Banks flow?
Yep. It'll be a little messy because you did some of the work. Sorry. Anyone not ready?
Yeah.
It's just only the kind of conflict in vectors, not the thing stuff. Anyone not ready? The ACT argues that the plan should be done to prevent an extinction-level event brought about by the effects of climate change. Climate conflict scenarios are not historically neutral. They are the result of a confluence of military thinking and bureaucratic transition that have pushed climate negotiations away from central conservative emissions and restrictions. This is proven by the 1EC evidence that says the United States needs to become a green hegemon. Militarizing the intersection of migration and climate transition has three impacts. One is increased potential for imperial violence and internally entrenched conflict scenarios caused is preemptive military posture in places like Vienna to contain future population displacement that makes military conflict more likely. That's the Hartman evidence. Second is epistemology. Your theories drawn upon our racist red depictions of the global south rooted in neo-Malthusian language. Implicit is the fear of the dark body invading fortress Europe and an assumption that climate displacement is a one-way flow. Hartman evidence does even if their intentions are good, their use of racialized discourse should be an independent reason to reject it. Third is it destroys climate negotiations. Aids and focus on climate conflict undermines the potential for domestic action to reduce emissions, creates a form of energy imperialism that pushes U.S. decision makers to lock out the prominent global south. Mayor 12. Perceived climate change as a threat has three trends that have decisive impact on global climate governance, reinforcement of the national interest, modernization, climate integration, and interventions, involvement of strategic communities of initiative, and the prospect of meaningful conflict, U.S. emissions, and security concerns, movement, adaptation to the top of the priorities of climate, universal rights that undermines the belief in a long-term market-based solution, the more practice of communities, and risk conflict, opposite more that they tend to resort to individualism, including military operations, the mapping practice that look at as the localizes the style and excluding the global south cannot be overestimated the focus, the attention concealing those factors who bear responsibility for global warming, deglobalized consumers, and environmental degradation by resource and construction is overlooked and beats. This halts international negotiation causes a focus on containment or not prevention strategy of negotiations outweigh that for auth 11. Despite awareness of the negative effects of climate change, the international community finds it hard to play to build effective institutions to deal with it, risk politics, and are banned with and informed by broader political discourse and tailoring strategic and specific climate change after 2007 is on to the discouraging struggle between different discourses and coalitions across the storyline of future climate negotiations and social lines not to lead to adoption of other exceptional measures of stronger and liberal worldwide nation and states and climate comes with enforcement of the risk management approach or beliefs on individuals and market cessation of climate change even negative against like climate change does not lead to a more cosmopolitan world order, but rather to design new hierarchies of the policy to risk individualization or repressive precautionary measure by Western states to protect themselves from climate refugees. And C is argument of choice to just securitize racist states in negotiation makes them too tenuous to come to agreement. History proves this also means that discourse shapes reality for us as well. Securitization of climate is highly contested and contested across the board. Different intentions are applied. It's not surprising we have not seen the adoption of exceptional measures to mitigate climate change. So what kinds of measures will apply in the future depends on which discourse the coalition will enforce. Is showing once the process of securitization from 2007 has led to realization of climate change. So this means that there's a tendency of looking at the education of risk of citizens, emergency and existentialism, and continuously presented the negotiation tables bringing opposed Kyoto negotiations closer to failure. The more heated up, the more particular drew upon to securitize the storylines or to use other actors to propose a being ambition of that means in terms of Bush happens specifically because it would push away people from the negotiating table and also changing the justifications for climate change action reorients the way that climate change is framed, shifts the expectation method by which we approach climate politics as a trust evidence. Now they have two arguments here. First is that death representations are good. This is precisely why they're important. Or alternatives are important versus because it means that all reps are going to eventually do something, especially the 1AC. Second, it means that our conversation is important because it means that we are going to result in movements. That is the claim of this argument. Was explained in the cross-sects of the two. I shouldn't have to do much more work here. Now the next argument is the reps don't go first, but they have conceded that all is representations of all the above arguments are reasons why it's important. Now securitization of climate forces policies to focus on international agreements and technocratic framing. Yep, firm. Perm assumes you win the theory debate. If you win the alt is theoretically legitimate, then the perm seven out the justification. The 1C evidence is a voting issue destroys predictability and undermine the core areas of debatability. Still, two says still, even if you can include both of our agencies that discourse from guilt from the 1C still include alt is more desirable option. Third is the permutation fails critical interrogation must start before the focus on action. Your failure to consider your justification means that perm doesn't rearm politics home 2007. Where can we help to meet these two chronological readings of climate in order to read from the alignment? This is not nearly an applied greater interdisciplinary area in climate change research and implies something even as this opportunity side climate needs to be turned frame of negotiation and different this logical set of structures of climate knowledge this mutual different climate settle taking it has to take away before one considers the tools and industries that then need to be deployed by taking the geopolitics and foreseen definitely in required environment job leadership glimpses of how to music holistic geography of the natural and cultural and deal the novelty. Now they say but pigs are bad or information then next you're gonna pick out the last one see justification for doing the plan especially when representations are important solves your offense one is predictability can't pick out single words or evidence are only offensive claims which provide justification of the plan which are chosen. The construction of the 1AC2 is education doesn't exclude plan focus debate JPEGs that increase education around the plan by foregrounding how justifications impact implementation. Third is ground plans are meanings of absent advantage will justify them. The affirmative must be prepared to defend the core promises of the avenue which they claim as a reason to work for them already start with them impact plans that can be leveraged against the counter plans and JPEGs are good. One is it checks African conditionality severing justification justifies taking advantage where we've impact turn to make that moving target makes them possibly negative voter for education and equity. Two is an increased argument of quality forcing debate to justify both their claim and warrants that a debate is a persuasive and rhetorical activity makes it uniquely suited to test whether certain warrants are valuable arguments. Drysick 2006 narrative analysis focused on naming stories that are told by participants and post process the language of policy features. The stories much more than a feature argument if effective logical but still less one data optimization effective that good stories to convince this audience that the issue to be frank and a way the facts never to speak for themselves. And three is competitive effective gains incentivize the athlete of providing bad justification of the plan and respond to it usually by kicking the bad advantage encourages to easy sandbagging. Our interpretation is a good middle ground forces the to consider their justifications ahead of time for prompting and anticipate on the issue earlier in the round. Force increases advocacy of the policymakers are forced to make choices between justification and learning these choices is key to audience adaptation, political mobilization, and ethical politics.
You have 9:13 left.